another big area or section of the NOFO is the application review criteria. So oftentimes they will give you a scoring card or a table that outlines what the different sections are going to be scored, what the criteria is, and making sure that you are putting together your application and using that scoring matrix as your guide. And then also take a look at the deadlines and submission process. So a lot of times funders will get kind of technical. So if you don't pay attention to these technical requirements, you will be disqualified regardless of how good your program is or how good your application and your narrative is. You want to make sure that if they have a section that says no more than 3 pages, you do not exceed 3 pages. If they say double spaced, you make sure it's double spaced. If they say the all pages should be numbered, you make sure you do that. That is a lot of what the technical review is, which is one of the very first things that funders check for, especially because they receive so many applications. That's one way that they weed out a lot of those applications. So if you can't follow those instructions, then how can they trust you with their funding? So you want to make sure that you are following all the requirements that they put out, as well as meeting the deadline. So if the deadline is May 31st, give yourself some time and work backwards from that date and say, internally, we plan to submit this May 26th. So if there's any issues or, any setbacks, you have a few days to be able to account for those setbacks.
Yeah, and I know that on our LinkedIn Live, we've had a couple of people very active on our account. And one of the, I guess, technical requirements for the deadline and submissions that people have expressed to us is missing a deadline, not because they didn't do it on time, but it was the wrong time zone, like Eastern Standard Time or Central. So just being cautious of that and making sure that you're submitting on their timeline and their time zone.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. And that's why it's good also to just don't submit at the very last minute.
Yeah,
if you can, submit at least 24 hours before, at least. We internally at Ascend, we try to submit days before, actually, way more than 24 hours. We understand that sometimes there's a quick turnaround, or sometimes we don't get the information that we need until a little bit closer to the deadline, but best practice is to submit at least 24 hours before the deadline.
So that's a very good tip. Thank you for all those details for the must read section of every NOFO.